Hello! Today I have a brief video for you in which I'm going to be showing you how I painted this wooden effect design on my nails. So starting out, I used a neutral base. I chose See Y'all Later Chai from Haysalto as my base, and now I'm just laying out some acrylic paints on my little paint palette because I'm going to be using an assortment of brown and neutral colors to create the base effect for this wooden effect. So this is the base that's going to be on the base. So I just started mixing up some brown acrylic paints, and what was really important was that I diluted this paint with water so that it would apply more smoothly on the nail. Just the diluted paint really helps add to the wooden effect, you know? Because I didn't want to completely cover up that base, but I also wanted to add some dimension. As you can see here on my index fingernail, I'm just showing you how I used a flat square brush to also add some of that texture. I used the side of the brush as well and added some darker brown colors, and that was really effective in helping to add more to that wooden effect. Once I was satisfied with how that second base of the wood effect looked on my nails, I then went in with my favorite detail brush. This one is from Nails by Dev, and I went in with a darker brown color and then just started painting on those wood grain details. I planned this out and drew how I wanted the wood grain to look when I was conceptualizing this design, but honestly I didn't even really follow that plan much. I think what's really helpful is figuring out where you want to place those knots or those rounded sections of the wood grain effect, and then just kind of working around them, adding different shapes in there. So I added an upside down V shape. I don't know if there's a technical name for that or anything. Really, it doesn't need to be very well thought out. You can just kind of wing it. I also think that adding different thickness and thinness to the lines really helps sell that illusion. Moving forward, I added a matte top coat before I began the next part, which was going to be adding the carving effect onto the nails. For this nail art look, I did have to be very careful because, as I previously said, I did use a matte top coat, and usually when I'm doing intricate nail art, or really any nail art, and using acrylic paints, I always try to paint on top of a glossy top coat because it's much easier to scrape away the paint if I make a mistake. That's a well-known trick in the nail art community, I guess. But you can't do the same when you're working on a matte top coat. At least in my experience, you're not going to be able to easily scrape away that acrylic paint. You could dent or smudge the polish just because the finish is different. So it was very important to me that I planned out exactly what I was going to be painting and just went very, very carefully. I went slow and steady and used very thin brush strokes because it was kind of this is the only chance I had. If I messed up, it was not going to be that easy to fix, especially considering how intricate the background is. It was going to be hard to recreate that if I needed to. Miraculously, everything kind of did work out on the first try, and I did not have to try and scrape off any of the paint or the nail polish underneath, which was a big relief because I had already spent a while painting all those intricate wood grain designs for the base underneath these carvings. Now that I've got the gist of this design out of the way and I'm just moving on to working on my thumbnail now, I did just want to discuss what this design is for. As you can see from what I've been painting, this design is themed after Haysalto, the nail polish company, and it is because it was recently their 5-year anniversary. And I don't know if you know this, but according to Google, the traditional 5-year anniversary gift is wood. So I thought it'd be funny to do a wooden nail art design in honor of that. And then I also thought it would be funny to add those carvings you see on trees or school desks. So that's what I was trying to go for with this design. Haysalto will always be a special company to me. I know that sounds weird, I guess, to say a company special to you, but you know, it was created by Simply Nailogical, and she has always been a YouTuber and a creator who I really looked up to. So it was very cool to see her make her dreams come true by creating this company and building it so big and having it be so successful. And if you know me and my story a little bit, which I don't expect you to, I was actually sponsored by Haysalto multiple times in my life now, but I vividly just remember the first time I got contacted by Haysalto to do a sponsorship with them, and it was relatively early in my nail career online, and it was just a very big moment for me, and I remember freaking out and crying. I know it sounds silly to be like freaking out and crying, but when one of your all-time favorite brands like reaches out to you and wants to work with you and recognizes your skill and your abilities as an artist, that's very like validating. So I always look back on that moment fondly, and I look back on all the sponsorships I've been able to have with Haysalto fondly, and I just think it has been very, very rewarding, and I feel honored to have been a small part of the Haysalto story. And look at this! Simply Nailogical reposted my photo onto her Instagram story. Wow, okay. Happy anniversary, Haysalto. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it was somewhat helpful, or I hope you just enjoyed watching along and seeing me paint my nails. Okay, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.